In this particular video, I want to focus mostly on the jealousy, insecurity, and the lack of trust issues. If you remember in that video, I specifically talked about what's behind those emotions is really nothing more than fear. Your Filipina is afraid. Hey there everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Mr. Right in the Philippines. Thank you so much for being here. Topic of today's conversation is jealousy, insecurity, and lack of trust. But before we get to today's video, again, I wanted to say thank you for all of our subscribers, both new and old, all of the views, all of the likes, and especially all of the comments and the feedback. My last video, the red flags to look out for with your Filipina, generated a lot of comments and feedback that really made me take a step back and think about things. Some of the comments and some of the feedback really addressed what the man is doing in the relationship that may be causing your Filipina to be jealous or insecure or to not trust you. And so that really made me take a look back and look back at some of my own behaviors, some of my own training and studies and things like that. And I had a list of 10 things in that video, but in this particular video, I want to focus mostly on the jealousy, insecurity, and the lack of trust issues. If you remember in that video, I specifically talked about what's behind those emotions is really nothing more than fear. Your Filipina is afraid. Now, I also want to point out too that one of the things that I've looked back on is that that list of red flags, and specifically today's video, this doesn't apply just to Filipinas. This applies to women in every country, every culture around the world. So this video is going to be a little bit different. Talk about, I'm going to try to make it focus on Filipinas, but it really applies to all women. And in all women, behind those emotions, jealousy, insecurity, lack of trust, and even anger is really fear. In the case of Filipinas, though, they're afraid of losing you. They know that here in the Philippines, you're a foreigner. If you're good looking, you're a good guy, you treat her well, you probably, have a little bit of money. She knows that you're the prize, you're the catch, and other Filipinos are going to want to, they're going to want to take you. And I've heard stories, I've talked about it in other videos, where there's been other Filipinos that will try to take her man. And so she constantly has that fear of loss. And when you couple that with what may be some trauma or childhood wounds from her earlier years, or maybe a past relationship where she was, abused or cheated on, or maybe she didn't get enough affection or attention from her parents, that's going to compound that fear. And this is how your woman is going to express those things. She's going to be afraid. She's going to show jealousy and insecurity, and it's going to be really, really difficult for her to trust you. She has to be able to trust your masculine core, and you really need to check your ego at the bag. If you're going to be in this relationship and you really love this Filipina, you really need to look at your own behavior. And that's one of the things that I didn't point out in that last video, and that's going to be the focus of the video today. Take a look in the mirror, put aside your ego and look at what you're doing or not doing in that relationship. Are you giving her what she needs? Are you doing the things that she needs? Are you saying the things that she needs that makes her feel safe and secure? And maybe whatever you're doing or not doing may be what's contributing to those emotions. So a lot of times, and I know I'm really guilty of this, especially with my Filipina, it's too easy to just look at her behavior and say, oh my gosh, she's jealous, she's too insecure, she doesn't trust me, she's crazy, all these other things. And I really dismissed my own part in that story. And that's what I've really been focusing on these last couple of months is, what my behavior was, what my part in that story, and what things I was doing or not doing, or things that I could be doing better, and what was actually missing. And it's been eye-opening for me, and I want to share this with you today. And I want to encourage you to do that. One of the things that I was really guilty of, and most men probably are, is that when you're female, when you're woman, especially your Filipina, starts acting out like this and starts being jealous and starts questioning you and accusing you of things like that, I used to get defensive. I would really, because I knew I wasn't doing anything wrong per se. But that doesn't mean you're doing anything right either. So I would really get defensive. I would start defending myself, and then I would start telling all the good things that I was doing for her. And in the real life, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. She doesn't give a shit. What she cares about is what she feels in that moment. You know, women are emotional creatures, whereas men, we tend to be, you know, we use logic and reason to try to explain things, but it doesn't work that way. Women are emotional creatures, and they're going to do and say things based on what they feel in that moment, even if they don't mean it. This is why sometimes a woman will say that she hates you, or, you know, she doesn't want to be with you, or whatever. She doesn't really mean it. She just means in that moment, you're doing something that's triggering her, that's hurting her, that's making her upset, that makes her feel like she hates you in that moment. But that doesn't mean that she really hates you. In fact, she really loves you. And that's part of the problem. It's really, for her, it's about the little things. You know, you can do, you know, like I said, I thought I was doing everything right. You know, I paid the rent, I provided a nice house, I bought clothes and presents, you know, food, paid the bills, I did all those things. But, you know, I realized you don't get points for doing what you're supposed to do. You know, when you're in a relationship as the man, you're supposed to take care of your family. You're supposed to take care of your woman. You're supposed to do those things, and you don't get points for that. Sorry, guys. It's just the reality, and that's the way it is. That's what you're supposed to do. But for the woman, especially Filipinas, it's the little things you do or don't do. It's do you pay attention to her? Do you notice when she does her hair, her nails, when she cleans the house, when she cooks your favorite meal? You know, when she wakes up early and makes your coffee for you, do you appreciate those things? Do you tell her thank you? Do you tell her how much you appreciate her? You know, those little things go so long and go so far, and especially with the Filipina, because they really don't need much. They don't want much, and they don't ask for anything. You know, in one of my other videos where I talked about gold diggers, your Filipina is really happy just spending time with you. Just you giving her attention and showing her that you care and just spending time with her. She doesn't want the big fancy car or the big house or the jewelry and all the fancy clothes or any of that crap. And in fact, she would probably get upset if you do buy those things for her. You know, she would rather you spend that money on other things. You know, I told a story in one of my books about, you know, when a woman would get upset because you didn't take the garbage out or you came home a few minutes late. And it's really not about that. The man tends to focus on those things and thinks, oh my God, it's such a small thing. I didn't take the garbage out. So what? I'll do it right now. Or I'm only a few minutes late. It doesn't matter because it's not what she's really upset about. It really goes to the core of her security. And you let her down. You didn't keep your word, and you didn't do something you told her you were going to do. And to her, that means everything. Her safety, her security is everything, because in the confines of a relationship, the two things that your woman, especially your Filipina, needs more than anything else is safety and security. And I mean safety as far as physical, that you're going to protect her, safety and emotional, economic, everything, and security. She needs to know that you're going to provide for her, that you're going to take care of her, that you're going to be there, and she needs to be certain that you are just as committed to the relationship as she is. Without those things, you're not going to earn her trust. And when she doesn't trust you, she's going to question you. She's going to be jealous. She's going to be insecure, and she's going to start accusing you of things. She's going to question things. And it all boils down to those two basic things. She doesn't feel safe and secure with you, and it's your fault. I know that's a tough pill to swallow. It was for me, but it's the truth. You need to look at your behavior, and it's up to you to earn her trust. She's not going to give it to you easily. You have to earn it. And going back to the story about, you know, the garbage or being late, it's you let her down. You didn't keep your word. You didn't keep your promise. You didn't do something you told her you were going to do. And now she doesn't feel safe and secure that she can count on you. And when she can't count on you, she's going to start questioning your masculine core, your masculine energy. And when that happens, she will then start moving out of her feminine and start being a little more masculine. That's when she starts exhibiting those behaviors, because she's not trusting you. She's exhibiting more masculine behavior, and she's being less feminine. And especially here in the Philippines, that is completely not their natural state of being. Filipino women, they want to be feminine. They want to stay home and nurture you, take care of you, spoil you. They want to take care of the family. They want to take care of the house. They don't want to be the man. And I found that in this culture, that the women really expect you to be a real man. They expect you to be the man, to lead the family, to lead the relationship, to take care of the family, to take care of the things that need to be taken care of. And when you don't do that, she's going to resent you for it, and she will. She will do what she has to do. The Filipino women are some of the bravest, most strongest women I've ever met in my life, and they are survivors. They will do whatever they have to do to survive and to take care of themselves. You know, one thing to consider as well, though, is when she's angry, when she's fighting with you, when she's upset with you, it means she cares. She cares. She loves you. She cares. And when your woman loves you and she cares for you, she will help you become a better version of yourself. And by her complaining about these things, she's trying to help you to be a better version of yourself. She's trying to tell you that you let her down, that you hurt her, and she's trying to help you fix it. Now, it comes across as her being angry, jealous, insecure, whatever. There's a whole slew of emotions. But remember, behind that emotion is fear, right? She's afraid, and she feels insecure, and she doesn't trust your masculine core. And it's up to you to step up, to claim her as your queen, and to let her know that you're not going anywhere, that you're going to be right here, that you are committed to her, that you are in this for the long haul. And that's all she really wants. She wants you to reassure her that you love her, that you're going to take care of her, that you're not going to run, you're not going to be like the other men in her life, or the stories that she's heard about so many foreigners, that they come here, they get bored with their Filipina, and then they go out to find another younger, more beautiful version. That's what she's afraid of. She's always going to be afraid that there's someone more beautiful, somebody better than her, that you're going to go look for. And it's up to you to reassure her that that's not going to happen, and that you're going to be there. Now, and this applies for women across the world, like I said, when she stops doing those things, when she stops fighting with you, when she starts letting things slide and stops questioning you, and stops asking you questions, or stops showing any concern for what you're doing in your life, or where you go, or who you're with, that means you're losing her. That means she has checked out and she's giving up. And once she completely stops, then you've lost her. Men tend to get angry, fly off the handle, and check out immediately. Women don't do that. They check out from the relationship emotionally long before they do physically. So when these signs start showing up, and you start seeing that she's backing off, she's not being as attentive, she's not being as loving and as caring as she was before, and she's checking out, and you're losing her. And you need to be able to recognize those signs. And you need to be able to step up, because it's not too late. As long as she's still there, and as long as she's still fighting with you, she's angry, you still got a chance. But you have to do the work. You have to step up. And it's about the little things. You know, wake up and make her coffee sometime. Make her breakfast sometime. You know, text her in the middle of the day for no reason, just to tell her you love her. Ask her how her day is going. Ask her if she's eaten or not. And again, this applies if you're long distance or if you're actually here living together. You know, check on her. Text her good morning first. You know, sometimes I feel, the last point I'm going to make is that, dating here in the Philippines is very different than dating in the U.S. especially. And the women are very different. I kind of feel like back in the U.S., you men and women both, you have to play games. And I hated it. Because you never know if you're playing the game right. You can't call a woman too soon or she's gonna think you're desperate. You can't wait too long or she thinks you don't care. You can't reach out to her too much or you look desperate. And it goes both ways. A woman doesn't want to look like she's desperate either. And so we have this cat and mouse game going back and forth, and it's exhausting. But here in the Philippines, you don't have to do that. There are no games. Filipinas don't do that. It's black and white. When they love you, when they are with you, they don't talk to other men. They don't look at any other men. They are completely and 100% invested in you and in the relationship. And you don't have to play games. Yes, she wants you to be the man. She wants you to initiate the courtship. She wants you to lead the relationship. That means you making the first move. That means you calling her first. That means you texting her first. And she will wait. Doesn't mean she doesn't love you, she doesn't care. So don't mistake that as her backing off, as one of those signs that I mentioned earlier. It means that she wants you to be the man. She wants you to make the first move. Wants you to pick up your balls and show her that you're the man. So do it. Do it. Reach out and be attentive, be affectionate. Hold her hand when you're out in public. Now here in the Philippines, they're not really big on PDA, public displays of affection. So there's no making out. You can give her a kiss and a hug here and there, but there's no grab-assing or, anything like that. It's really limited to holding hands and kissing, but it means the world to her. It lets everybody else know that is out in public, that sees that she's your man, she's your woman, and you're her man, and you're proud to show her off to everybody. Be that man. And these are some of the points that I missed, in the last video about the red flags. And I wanted to make another video to show the other side. It's not just that your Filipina is crazy. It's not that she's just jealous or insecure or doesn't trust you for no reason. There is a reason. And now I've just spelled it out for you. So now it's up to you. Do the right thing. Be the man that she knows you can be, that she wants you to be, and that she deserves you to be. That's it for today. If you found value in this video, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that notification bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. And be sure to share this with your family and friends. Leave a comment, leave feedback. I love it. Even when it's negative. There was some negative feedback from the last video, and that's kind of what spurred this one. And I wanted to make things right and do another video about this. So yeah, keep it coming. The channel is growing. I'm really happy with how things are going, and I'm going to continue to work hard to improve the content and the quality, and make this, make this educational for you. Leave me topics that you want to know about, in the future, and we'll go from there. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.